Yeah, that's
You
what I
know,
was gonna say. Where was his mama at? Where was his I don't never hear nothing about Usher's father, but where was his mama at?
so those are questions that are going to be asked. You know, so he had these he had that dude as a kid. You know, he did the same with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber had to spend some time with him because he had to groom Justin Bieber into an artist.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's like putting your daughter in the hands of Harvey Weinstein. So he's like, you giving Justin Bieber to Puffy? It's crazy,
Yeah,
you
you know
know.
what? One thing I will say, outside of all this stuff, Puffy did do his thing with them kids musically and stuff. He did get them right, you know. So he did his job when he came back, but he did his job and then some. You know, he's a predator, man. I
He's a
think what we're
predator,
seeing right now, he had a lot of predatory behavior, and
and he had a lot of connects because he was promising these these entertainers, hey, I can get you a Grammy if you do X, Y, and Z for me sexually, you know? So it shows he had connects to the award shows as well, you know?
mm.
You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
now, as far as all these other people that's involved, they took hit, the Weinstein cat down a while ago. They taking him down. How many people you think? How many more people you think out there?
Regarding to Puffy or Weinstein,
Just regardless of just these just deviants.
I think the industry is full of them. Um, a lot of copycats. I think Puffy wasn't the first guy to do this. He saw this happening and he really to himself maybe put his own flavor into his madness, but he saw this madness elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So how many Puffies are there? I mean, it's a gang of them, you know? Um, we got this who's this guy who makes music for Katy Perry and all these guys? Dr. Luke, whatever his name is.
Mm.
We got Keisha calling him out, you know? And I think you know what I think what happens is see Dr. Luke is allowed to do what he probably still doing for the factor is that he's still making music. What we saw in R. Kelly when R. Kelly couldn't make music anymore, they came and got him.
And that's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna talk about that, man. How
You
many
see what I'm
years
saying?
the Kells getting? 30 years.
Yeah, I mean he's not seeing the sun for a minute, you know, the way we see it. And I think Puffy's downfall was when he couldn't create product anymore for the man. He was useless now, you know? And he got so ahead of himself as a useless idiot that when he tried to sue the liquor company and them cats from France, and that's when it all hit the
Yeah,
fan. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
You 100% right. And I think somebody dropped a dime on Puff too, man.
he was doing too much, you know? Um, he was doing too much. I mean, we got the cat out here. Remember the family who used to own all the Ralph supermarkets out here?
Hmm.
Ron Burkle.
Hmm.
That that was people would say allegedly that was Puffy's sugar daddy, you know?
Because Puff
And
had paper. I don't been in the music industry, man, and Puff made a lot of money. Like Puff was a bit. I believe Puff was a billionaire.
yeah,
He had a
right.
lot of paper for a dude who ain't put out no music in a long time.
And once you're not putting out music, you're not really worth it anymore. And you brought up Lucci and Grange, and it's funny because his son looks like he's passing the torch onto his son. His son now runs Warner Music and all that.
Yeah, you notice the
So
timing of all this though, man. It's like everybody kind of clearing themselves. I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if Lucian Grange lead the country, man.
everybody's kind of like cleaning up their act, right? Because they don't
Hmm.
know how far this is gonna go. I mean,
Oh, they know
question.
Puffy about to tell Puffy about to start singing, man. Puffy ain't trying to do all that time, man. He gonna start snitching.
So then the question we gotta ask is: Puffy a man wanted dead? You know, because they certainly don't want him alive,
I'm
right?
pretty
Because
sure, man, it's some powerful people. When you start talking about the Lucian Granges of the world, man, all these other people, man, Clive, these people got major paper, man,
well,
and
I don't think Clive's involved. I think Clive actually was a part of throwing him under the bus.
you believe
Yeah,
so?
yeah, because allegedly there's rumor that Clive was the one that helped pay for Cassie's lawyers.
Mm,
See what I'm
that would
saying?
make sense, but why you think Clive would have beef against Puff? Because he gave Puff a whole bunch of money.
He got ahead of himself. He forgot who made them. These plants are very crazy. Like plants lose their mind. They forgot that they were a plant. Like Puffy actually, in his mind, believes that without him, there would have been no Mary J. Blige. There would have been no Biggie Smalls.
Hmm.
There would have been, you dig what I'm saying? Huh? Like there would have been no New York in the 90s.
So he
I
started doing too much.
Yeah, he started thinking I made New York, you know? I made all this shit. Excuse my language. I made all of this, And I think that's when he went crazy, with narcissism fueled by chemicals, dope. It just took him to the edge. I mean, here's a guy who wants to blow up Kid Cudi's truck.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Puff was doing a whole lot of gangster stuff, man. He was doing a whole lot of gangster stuff. Puff out there trying to, he putting mafia style hits on people and stuff, man. That's some crazy 1920 stuff, ain't it?
He hanging Wale out the window,
You say he
because
hold on, he hung Wale out the window.
yeah, because Wale was doing a track with Cassie, and they say Wale and them in the studio, and all of a sudden Puffy barged in with his gang, rushed Wale and put the smacks to him and hung him out the window and all that by the ankles. So,
Mhm.
I mean, this is all allegedly that's being said. You know what I'm saying? So we're saying to ourselves, this guy's power hungry. He's losing it. We got him just recently, I hear on the internet that he was wilding out at a party with everybody. Who broke the story? I think it was Punch from TDE broke the story when
Yeah, shout out to the homie Punch. Punch,
yeah.
Punch was supposed to be on here with me, man. I'm gonna have to holler at Punch, man.
Real Punch was saying that, Puffy
So,
went crazy and one of Jay-Z's men ended up, putting the pieces on J. Cole because Puffy had a disagreement with J. Cole, you know.
mhm,
Then he punching Drake in the stomach, Puffy punching Drake in the stomach over a beat. I mean, he was showing out, you know. He's
mhm,
knocking up these little kids. He's beating because come on, Drake and these cats is little kids to Puffy. You know what I'm saying,
mhm.
right? Um, because Puffy been in this game since Heavy D, man. Um, when
Yeah,
Casey and
he
JoJo and
has
them,
been around a long time.
yeah, before Casey and Joe, he was around with Father MC, man. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but Puff, Puff is 54 years old though, man. Puff ain't no spring chicken.
So, I mean, this is a cat who's been doing a lot, and then his wife passed away, Kim Porter, and
You know that
now
was
we got.
that was kind of under mysterious circumstances, though, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying what people are saying. I'm saying Donald Trump Jr., Don Jr., said that his wife at the time used to model with Kim Porter, and Kim used to call her and tell her that she's living in a nightmare with this man. And if anything happens to me, it's this man, you know?
Mm.
And I didn't say that. It's Don Jr. talking this. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it looks like Democrat, Republican, both don't like this guy. This guy was terrorizing everybody. He seems like he's like the Black Epstein of the music business, you know?
Yeah, it was that cat. Puff had his own island too, didn't
Yeah, down Star Island down in Miami. That's where he did all his ridiculous stunts. Yeah.
he? Boy, that's ironic. It was called Star Island for a reason. It's called Star Island for a reason, man.
And then, he hung out with Rick Ross. Rick Ross got to have some stuff to say about this. You know, that was Rick's buddy. You
Man, I
know what I'm
hope Rose
saying?
wasn't involved in none of these shenanigans, man.
Yeah, I said, well, hey, I'm not according to 50 Cent. You know, them two cats were BFFs. So I'm not pulling this out of thin air. I'm just, I'm just parroting what people already put out there to
Mm.
put it all together to make a body of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, so I want to go back a little bit, man. Cause this puffy stuff, I think we gonna keep hearing stuff as days come out, man. I think we gonna start seeing a lot of stuff pop up. Back in the day, man, you broke a lot of stuff. You was one of the first people to talk about one of my favorite rappers, man.
Who's that?
And I halfway don't want to say it, my boy Busta Bus.
Now, I don't even want to get into all of that, but I think he's going to be another name that's going to be mentioned at Puffy Party. Yeah. Um, Regarding to Bus, I mean,
Go on and say it, man. You might as well go on and say it, man.
I mean, I really want to get into all that, regurgitate things from the past, but
But a lot of these
you
people
know,
out here might not have heard that though, man. You know, because it was something that came out a few months ago, and I laughed. I said, "Man, my God, Jackie told me about that too, man. I didn't want to believe it, man, but it got to be true."
I mean, say I really don't want to go there, but back in the day, he tried to knock on me like I was a chick. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this dude's out of his mind, And that's how bold these cats could. They feel empowered that they could actually, here I am. I'm Playboy and all that. So I'm out here looking at chicks and all that. I'm doing what I gotta do. We're running game, you know.
Hmm.
Um, we know how to run game because we're in the '90s, so there's a whole lot of games going on with the girls and all that, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and these cats ain't even there. They're into like checking on dudes and all that. You're like, yo, this is fool crazy. I'm out here wearing Versace, getting my hair dripped and all that for the chicks. Like this dude's taking that personal. Like this ain't for you. This is for these girls. Like,
Oh man, that's crazy, man, and that's crazy because I know. Now, let me ask you this: when you broke that story about Martin Sheen, when you
Charlie
broke the
Sheen.
Charlie
Charlie
Sheen,
Sheen.
I'm sorry, forgive
Mm-hmm.
me, that was an error, so don't come and try to sue me. The whole thing about Charlie Sheen. Did you receive any threats?
Um, Not really. I think that was pretty cool. I mean, put it this way, when you break in stories like that, or you get an information like that, um, I don't know if you're a blogger anymore. At that time point, you're you're like a journalist because you're getting paid not to write everything that you know. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because You becoming so informed of what's cracking out there. People's legal teams are getting at you to give you cash to
Yeah, they
to
breaking bread.
yeah to